Yeah, is it visible now? Okay, let's get into. So this was a 3 by 3 board where some moves are already done. Three moves by the first player placed three crosses here. Three moved by the second player. Three knots were placed. So if it is the cross player started it, now the next move is player one who is going to play cross, or if not what started, then the next blue is for the knot. Now if you look at it, uh, as a human we can immediately make out this central cell is going to be an important cell. Now if you are playing with a cross, yes, these three uh, cells in this diagonal can be your winning shot if you place a cross here. If you are using a knot and if it is your turn now, then yes, this can be your winning shot. So whatever is the what do you call symbol you are using, you are sure to win now. If you are using a cross, yes, place cross here and you will be the winner. If you are using a knot, place a knot here and you will be the winner. And that's how you can play the game. And the difference between we playing the game and we making machine to play the game is machine cannot see everything in parallel. You can see all nine cells together. You can see and differentiate between zeros, I mean, not and a cross and a blank very easily because the eye has got a retina which is having multiple receptors, and between retina and the brain there are multiple connectors, and the whole our vision system is working parallelly, and hence all nine cells, all three crosses, all three knots, and all three blank spaces are immediately visible to us parallelly, and hence it is a child's play to continue with this. But now if you just look at what a machine can do, so machine cannot see all nine cells together. That is the first question. Machine cannot work graphically, it has to work only numerically. That means any data you want to give to machine, it has to be a numeric sense. So you need to now first convert the board configuration into a number one. So we have nine cells. So if you start thinking like a machine, then you start talk everything in terms of numbers. Then yes, there are three options for each cell. The cell can be a blank, or cell may contain a cross, or a cell may contain a knot. So we can represent blank with a 0, cross with a 1, and knot with a 2. Then this combination, this configuration of this board can be represented as 2 0 1 1 0 0 1 2 2. That's a 9-digit combination we can use to represent this board combination. Yeah. Okay. Then if you think of how many combinations are possible, then there are three options for each cell, and there are nine cells, and hence there will be 3 to the power 9 total options possible, or 3 to the power 9 combinations of this board are possible, which accounts to 19,683. Yeah, you can work with the simplest way as a creating a move table. So just think the easiest way of making machine to work is create a table, a lookup table. Now this table is having, no, I can't help here, it said locked. and this allows only 100 participants. Yeah, it was unlocked only, nothing locked. Now we have to look for some other way of dealing with this because only 100 participants will be allowed in this. We'll check out. So in this lookup table, we can have each state represents in the present state, and for every state in the present state, ask an expert. So show this combination and ask a human expert and say, if you are supposed to place a cross, where do you want to place? Take the opinion and ask the question, if you are supposed to place a knot, where do you place? Take the opinion, and those opinions you put in the uh, next state of that particular present state and create the table, and that table we call a lookup table, or it is useful in moving, so we can also call it a move table. So something move table may look like this. So this is the initial state of the board, and this is the next state of the board. So initially we started with a blank, so all 9 are zeros. So in this case, the first move is done by player 1, so a cross is placed at 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth cell. That's the central cell. A cross is placed, and if the present configuration is ninth cell was containing a cross, all others are empty, then expert says he would prefer cell number 2 to be placed with a knot. Same way, if ninth cell was filled with a knot, then the expert may say that the fourth cell should be placed with a cross. So, looking at what expert says, this table can be created. But please remember, this table will have 19,683 elements. That means this row table will have 19,683 rows. And for every of these combination, you should ask the expert and ask what should be the next move. Yeah, because it is your problem, you may be ready to ask all 19,683 options and request the expert to give his opinion, but I don't think he will be ready to tell all answers for this 19,683. Anyway, best of luck, try this. So this is what the machine friendly version of this table, this board configuration is. So all zeros except center one, one. Okay, that's how a lookup table looks like. It contains two columns, one column for the present state, one column for the next state, and for machines reference, it is this is the present state and this is going to be the next state. So to make us understand, this is shown here. Nothing to do with the lookup table. This is only for our reference. For our discussion, we have placed this here, saying that this means this word, this means this word. It's only for our reference. Machine doesn't understand any of these tables or this mapping or this 3 by 3 board or anything. Only it knows is these numbers which start from 9 zeros and different combinations goes up to all 9 ones, and the various combinations finally goes up to all 9 twos. So this all makes 19,683 combinations, and then okay, we have seen this. So this is how it looks when uh, this game is going on. So it started with this player 1 puts a cross in the third place, so 1 comes here, then player 2 places a knot in the first cell, so 2 comes in the first place, then uh, cross in the seventh place, so seventh place becomes 1, and that continues, and finally the eighth cell is placed with a 1 and X wins because all three ones are there in a row. That's a algorithm. So for every turn, Whenever a machine's turn is there, it just looks what is the configuration of the board, goes to the move table, searches that configuration of the board in the present state, and then checks what the expert has suggested, and it will do that move. The It's a very machine friendly, but from the human side, if it is looked, yeah, it's having some disadvantages. First is lot of space to store is required for this move table. Lot of work is to specify all the entries in the move table, so human has to sit and do all this circus and create all the entries for 19,683. And then definitely when human is doing this with such a high volume of work, definitely lot of errors are possible, and definitely extensibility is not possible. You think of a 3D tic-tac-toe which is going to be looking like a Rubik cube. It's going to have 27 cells, and 3 to the power 27, I don't know how much it is. 3 to the power 9 itself was uh, what is it, 19,000 and so on. And definitely it is not at all intelligent, because it's only depending on intelligence of the human who has created this move table. Nothing to do with the machine is not doing any intelligent activity. It is just following the instructions, read the table, go the correct move. That's it. Next, look at it. Can just improve this and say that the rule was saying that always player one will start the game. Okay, then player one started the game, and if you look at here, all cells are blank, and player two has done his move, which means that player two is trying to start the game, which is not allowed. Here, player one started game. Here, player two started game. Here, player one started, then followed by player two, then player one, player two, player one, player two, no problem. Player one, player two, then player one may not be a problem. So looking at that, this state can never be reached because player two can never start. This state can never be reached. Player two cannot start. If you look at it, player one plays, again player one is playing, again player one is playing, and you cannot see any player two doing anything. You can see four crosses on the board, which is not possible. So the cross and not marks have to be placed alternately, whereas here you are trying to place all four cross. Here, if you look at it, four knots are there, two cross are there, which is also not possible. So, if you look at this, you apply some intelligence and see that definitely 19,683 cells are no more required. It can be reduced to a very small amount. So, work of the expert can be reduced, but before that, your work is going to increase. You have to write down all 19,683 and identify which move is valid, which move is invalid, remove all invalid, and keep only valid states, and then ask the expert and continue. Anyway, uh, okay, that was 3 by 3 board. Now, how about 5 by 5 board? Then you will have 3 to the power 25. 5 by 5 means 25 cells are there, so you will have totally 3 to the power 25 combinations possible. I don't know how do you read this. 8.47, 10 to the power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 10 to the power 11. So 8.47, 10 to the power 11, or something like 0.85 trillion options are there. So I don't know whether you can read this number. I have with difficulty I am able to read this. Now imagine size, this size table. Yeah, definitely it is impossible. Then how about 7 by 7 or 9 by 9 boards, or even 21 by 21 board? I don't think anything is possible. So surely we are going to become mad if we talk of all these things and you continue in this. So definitely let us not continue in purely machines language. So let us start working like a human. So let us get into how human works. So human works looking at as a picture. So just look it as a picture. So we started with a blank, then one of the nine blanks can be filled with a knot, so you will have nine options. So you can have nine children originating from this particular state. So 9 states originating from this. A knot here is one state, knot here is another state, knot here, and so on. 9 states. So here, to make the figure simple, we have shown only three next states. It can be here, here, or here. Now, if it is here, the next turn is about cross, then the cross may be placed here, 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 here, and all. So this some of these options are again shown here. Now, if you look at it at level 0, all 9 cells are open. That means you have 9 children. When you come to level 1, each of these 9 children can have 8 more children. 8 here, 8 here, 8 here, and so on, because 8 cells are blank. And when you come to level 2, 7 cells will be blank. Therefore, from every of these 7 more options will continue. And that way, if you look at it, on the last level, that is the ninth level, you will have 9 factorial leaf nodes. That means that at the end, the leaf nodes, if you look at in this tree, you will have 9 factorial. That makes 3,62,880. So 19,000 itself was looking very big. Now talking about that 3,62,000. Oh God, that's making more complication. So I don't think this way of working, which we call brute force way of creating tree, is also not suitable. Definitely, I'm not going to recommend this. So how can we do? So just to think back, how were we working it? So what were we doing? We were not looking at all combinations like the machine was trying to do earlier. Now what we were doing, we just look what is table looking like. Okay, we are not bothered about how the this board looks like. Only we were bothered about, is this row useful for me, is this row useful for me, or is this row useful for me, or this column useful, this column, or this diagonal useful for me. That's what we just check it when we work on. So what actually we do, we just look, is this row useful for me to win? If so, make a move, win it, or check for this row, or check for this row, or check for this column, or check for this, or check for this, or check for this diagonal, or this diagonal. So in all, 3 rows, 3 columns, 2 diagonals. So only 8 options you need to verify. But only thing is, now you have to do some extra work. It's not that simple as you're just putting all the combinations and working. Now you need to do some extra work, some mathematical action is required. So I think I can now say that some intelligence can be added to our machine now. How to add this intelligence? Okay, let us see. Okay, looking at this combination, what is your option? If you are supposed to use a knot, where do you want to place it? Definitely you would like to place a knot here, and you will be a winner. And if you are supposed to place a cross, where do you place? Definitely you are not going to place it here, nor you are going to place it here. Yeah, this would be the best option to place a cross. So you can have a cross here. If you are going to use a knot, this is the best option. If you are going to use a cross, this is the best option, because immediately you could see that these 3 cells, out of these 3 cells, 2 are knots, one is blank. Out of these 3 cells, 2 are cross, one is blank. That's what it comes to your mind immediately. The problem with our mind is we think in abstract sense, and hence we don't think in every word, in the sentence form. In the abstract sense, we think on it, and that's where the problem comes. Yeah, some mic is on. Can you please turn off? Okay, let's get into more convenient way of working on this. Let this board be represented by a 9 element vector representing the board B1 to B9. And here let us use, instead of 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, let us use 2, 3, and 5 for these combinations. 2 for a blank, 3 for X, and 5 for a knot. And let us give the turns a name. 1 means first move, 9 means last move. So there can be maximum 9 moves. So first move is called move number 1, last move is called move number 9. So that way we just organize our moves. So instead of saying X is moving, player 1 is doing, player 2 is doing, let us start saying first move, second move, third move, fourth move, and so on. And we know that odd moves are done by player 1 and even moves are done by player 2, and so on. Okay, how does this work? Now we are going to use a simple logic instead of working with the direct combinations and all. Let us just look at the row, column, or diagonal. So 8 options are there. You just compute all 8 values. Each cell is given a value, either 2 if it is blank, is 3 if it is a cross, and 5 if it is a knot. Then just for every row, every column, every diagonal, 3 elements are there. All those 3 numbers you just multiply. You get some numbers. And if you are having a favorable situation for X to win, that means 2 are cross marks and 1 is a blank. That means that product is going to be 18. And if not is going to be a winning situation, then 2 are already knots and 1 is a blank. So that means it is going to be a 50. So just look for 18 or 15 in the 8 directions, 3 rows, 3 columns, 2 diagonals. So do these products, find 8 products and search for 18 or 50. If you are playing with X, then first search for 18. Is any of these 8 options gives you 18? If so, go there. There is one blank, make it 3, and you win. So none of the 8 is telling 18. That means you don't have any winning option now. Then better look for 50. That there is chance that opponent may win. So if opponent is going to win in the next step, then make sure not to keep this blank. Make it a 3 so that this 552 is no more available. It becomes 553 and hence it cannot win. So if you are playing X, look for 18. If 18 is available, use that triplet, place your cross, win the game. If none of them is 18, then next look for 50, which means opponent is about to win the next move. So make sure to block the opponent. If none of these two are there, neither 18 is there nor 50 is there, then select any one of the blank cells and make your move. And that's a procedure. The first player, let us simplify things. The first player always uses symbol X. There are 8 moves in the worst case. So you don't have to make ninth move because the ninth move need not be uh, explicitly said because before at most eighth move someone can win. In all 8 moves, none of them can win. It only means that the ninth move is going to be a draw. So at eighth move itself, you can declare draw because no need to place a useless what you say symbol in that cell and again declare as a draw. So instead of saying first player, second player, X and C, X and not, we'll start representing C for computer, H for human because we are trying to make a board this game played by human with computer. So there are options. If C plays first, then C is going to place X, human is going to place O, so then the computer is going to make all odd moves 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Or if human starts the game, then human plays with X, computer plays with O, and computer plays all even moves 2, 4, 6, and 8. So for sake of clarity, let us use C and H instead of human, computer, first move, second move, player one, third, player two, and all that. Now, if computer plays first, what to do? So just place your winning shot because you're playing first. So make sure all nine are blank. So make sure to use the central cell. Use the fifth one. Then allow human to play, and then check if ninth is blank. Then go to select 9, otherwise select 3, then allows human to play. By now human has played 2 moves and computer has played 2 moves. Now verify, can computer win? That means check all the, in this case you don't have to check the 8 products. In this case you don't have to check 8 products because there was no chance of getting winning or losing option, because only one move was done. But at move 5, both computer as well as human have done 2 moves. Therefore, first look for, can computer win? If computer can win, that means select. Computer is playing with X. That means any of the 8 products is 18. If yes, select that particular row, column, or diagonal. Place the blank cell with X and declare yourself winner. No, then make sure to block the human. Now check if human can win. That means if 18 is not possible, then 50 may be there in one of the 8 products. If so, make sure to block that and don't allow human to win. If neither computer can win nor human can win, that means neither 18 is the product nor 50 is the product. Then select seventh one if it is blank, or third one if it is blank. Yeah, third one has to be blank because 2 games have done. 5 is selected, 9 is selected, or 3 is selected. So if 3 was blank, then 3 will be selected. You have said 7 is verified. If 7 is not blank, which means 7 was used, not 3. Therefore, 3 should be blank. So directly say go to 3. Then allow yes to play. Then again check, can C win? If so, make the winning shot, declare yourself one. Otherwise, block the human to win. Otherwise, do select any blank. Then allow human to play. Back ninth step, do same thing. That's what happens if a computer starts, and if human starts, the human will play. Then if center is blank, definitely it will go for the center fifth cell, or select first one. Then human will play. Now human has played 2 times, so make sure that the third move human will not be getting a winning situation. Therefore, try to block it. Otherwise, select the best option. Any uh, cell is any of the 8 options. One is yours and 2 are blank. Then select one of the 2. That's what make 2 was talking about. So out of the triplet, one is your mark, that is C in this case, and other 2 are blank. Then out of those 2, put a C there, or in this case a cross mark, because computer is playing second, so not is to be used. Sorry, and that's how things go on. Talking verbally is definitely confusing because humans don't have ability to understand verbally. We have very good ability to understand pictorially. Visually, things are very much easy to understand. So let us check how it does. Okay, let's get to this. We started with a blank, and computer is making its first move. So here we have 9 moves to make. So I mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I didn't mark 8 and 9 because I went on marking the moves one by one. So first move, all 9 are blank. So we selected center cell. So we say C in the placed C in the cell 5. Then human is allowed to play, and human selected cell 4. Okay. Why he selected it is his problem. I don't know. So human selected cell 4. Then it is computer's turn back. So 5 was selected by computer. Human selected 4. Then get back. Then we look at the algorithm and it said whether ninth cell is free. Yes, it is definitely free. So it says select ninth cell. We selected ninth cell. Then human selected first cell because 5 is already selected by computer. 9 is selected by a computer. So there is a potential danger for a human to lose this game because if this cell is left blank, then the next time the C is placed here and computer is going to win. So human doesn't want computer to win, therefore he places a H here. So H is placed at cell number 1. Then computer selects 7. The advantage of selecting 7 now is that's what we are talking about. Why we should start at the central cell is now you have selected central cell, then you have selected 9, then you have selected 7. Now if you look at it, potentially we have two winning options. One is this diagonal C C blank, then this row C blank C. Now it is H turn, so H can either place here to block computer to win using this diagonal, or it can use this cell to block, but both cannot be blocked. So in this case human try to block cell number 3, and definitely eighth seventh move computer places its symbol in cell number 8, and this row is available, and hence the computer is declared a winner. Now if you start with a human playing, then human again started with a central cell. A human is also intelligent. The computer program is done by human only, therefore he only knew this how to start the game. So human also started here. Computer said go to 1, then human selects 4 because this was there, 4 was there, definitely computer should block this. Yes, computer blocked 6. Then human selected 2, so that it wanted human wanted this column for winning, and definitely computer is not going to allow, so it selected here cell and did not allow this to happen. And then human selected seventh cell, maybe thinking that this diagonal will be helpful, and but computer will select the cell number 3 and definitely will not allow. Finally this ninth cell was left blank. So you can ask the human to select ninth cell, or you can leave this blank and say nothing is possible. Even human places it here. Human cannot win. Computer cannot win. Therefore, now computer can win if C can be placed here, but it is human's turn. Therefore, C cannot be placed here for making computer to win. And if you place H here, it's not going to make any sense. And we are going to lose all the blank cells, and hence it is going to the end of the game. None of the players can win, so we declare it draw. So this algorithm was intelligently built by the human, and this computation is done by the machine. Yes, it is behaving a little intelligently because it is doing computation and working with only 8 options and all that. So we can say that little intelligence is added to this machine. But still so many complications are there. It's better than the old model. So only eight conditions have to be checked before moving. So memory is efficient. You need to work with only 8 options. You need to then not possible to get into 3D. I don't know how this whole thing can be moved into a 3D version. Not that easy. Okay, then let us get into the next one, which we were talking about a magic square. Let us use magic square to continue with this. Yes, we have 5 more minutes to take up. So let me speed up. So magic square is one. You take these numbers are filled in a 3 by 3 cell such that all the rows, columns, and diagonals, when you add up, it is going to be 15. Why we are talking of this? Because when we are working with the previous logic, we found that 3 rows, 3 columns, and 2 diagonals should be used. And what should I do with these 3 rows, 3 diagonals, and 3 columns? Then immediately it struck to mind that same logic was used in building a magic square. So why not use a magic square for that? Now, how to use that? So I mean, imagine that there is a cross here, there is a cross here. That means this cell is saying 8, this cell is saying 3. Then what is remaining to complete? Yeah, this row has to be used. So to make it, you need a 4. That means 8 plus 3 is 11. So if you add 4, it makes 15. So now you start the other way. Instead of adding all 3 and checking, if you just select 2 of them which are there in sequence, then add them, subtract it from 15, and if you get a valid answer, then use that. So the logic is very simple. Consider each pair of blocks to player owns. Compute the difference from 15 and sum of the two blocks. If it is less than 0 or more than 9, then nothing to be done. They are not talking about collinear. Otherwise, a block representing difference is a blank. Then use that. Simple. So we have made a first human has played 8. That means the first row, first column. That is the cell number 1. And then second player, the computer definitely uses fifth cell. And then the no, not fifth cell. Yes, fifth cell. And the number is also 5. And then human uses the second cell, thinking that in future third cell also will be available, so that first cell, second cell, third cell together will make a winning shot. So second cell is used, which is number is 3. Now it is computer's turn. It just takes 2 of them, adds them, it is 11. 15 minus 11 is 4, so it just places a 4 here. That means a knot is placed where it is 4, so it makes a 4 here. So 15, 8 plus 3, 11. 15 minus 11 is 4. So that way you can do it. So that's different ways of working. So 8, 3, it makes 4. Then sixth is also used. And then 8 plus 6 is 14. 15 minus 14 is 1. So make use of 1. So 8 and 6, what are they? 8 and 6. 8 is here, 6 is here. That means one cell is occupied here, other cell is occupied here. I need to occupy this to make sure that it is not going to win, or I have to win. Then I have to select this one. 8 is already selected, 6 is already selected. Then I have to select 1. In this case, what is happening? Human has selected 8, human has selected 6. Now computer should select 1, so that it will not allow human to select 1 and win the game. So that way computer keeps doing. So it's a more complicated activity has to be done. So you have to build a magic square, and then simple combination of you have to select all pairs of this and add them and subtract from 15. If it is less than 0, no, nothing to worry. If it is more than 9, nothing to worry, because the cells are between 1 and 9 only. And just verify those cells are already occupied. If so, nothing to worry. If no, then you occupy it. That's as simple as that. So that way you are making a computer more intelligent. You want to extend? Okay, this is about a 3D magic square. you're talking about magic cube. So this is what is the cell numbers used for Rubik cube format, and any pairs you select, and then what will be the total now? Total is 24 plus 8 is 32 plus 10 42. 26 plus 3 is 19 plus 3 32 plus 10 42. So you just look at it, any combination of threes, it is going to be 42. So consider any pairs and subtract it from 42, whichever cell is. If it says 26, place your mark here. If it says 21, place your mark here. If it says 11, place your mark here. It's that simple as that. So you are now making computer more intelligent. So here we are going to look at various problems associated with machine not having intelligence, and then the making it behave more intelligently. So we'll start. First thing is start how machine can understand. So we start with ABCD. So let us get back to our Montessori's and start learning ABCDs so that we can teach it. So it is the, if you are going to be an expert in artificial intelligence, then you are going to be best Montessori teacher. So welcome to this world of artificial intelligence, and hope you are going to be a successful leader in the forthcoming time, and you are going to create more intelligent future for the whole world. Thank you.